Hey guys, it's Alpaca. So this video is supposed to come out in January, then February, but better late than never. I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support on my last video. That was my first ever art video, so I was not expecting to go from 200 subs to over 1.5 thousand in just over a week. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, to be able to have the motivation to make this video, I went from 3 characters to 2 characters. I'm so sorry for the wait, but I hope my redesigns make up for it. By the way, the 3rd character I was going to do was Info-chan, so here's that design. I will, however, be redoing it because I believe I can do better than that. And if you're waiting for the Danganronpa redesigns part 2, I'll be done as soon as possible. Check my TikTok for the speed paints when they're completed. Links in the description. If you want to see more videos from me, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel to let me know that you want to see more and motivate me to stop procrastinating. Fun fact, the subscribe button sparkles when you press it. Anyway, I'm finally back to making more videos, and if you've read the title, you know that I'm redesigning Yandere simulated characters. Before we start, I just want to say that I do not support Yandere Dev, and do not support his actions. I've just been watching a lot of Yandere Simulator redesign videos, and I've always wanted to redesign them myself. I honestly haven't even played the games before, I just watched a lot of Cub Scouts. Another note is that I wanted to do a rework of the game as well, so things will change such as mechanics, especially the problematic ones, the uniform, and obviously the designs. I also want to say that I am not a game developer and do not have any experience with it. I just think that the ideas I have would be very fun in the game. These are all my opinions and ideas. If you disagree with anything or if you have any other ideas, comment down below because I love hearing your guys' thoughts. With that all out of the way, let us finally begin the redesigns. First up, we have the main character of the series, Ayano Aishi, aka Yandere-chan. Of course, we have to start with Ayano. She is the main character after all. Let's start with her personality. In Yandere Simulator, Ayano resembles more of a kudere than a yandere, so I want to change it so she fits the yandere archetype. I was thinking about designing Ayano and the rivals after different dere types. This game is so over the top, you might as well work with it, right? So with Ayano, she's got to stay as a yandere, so her personality is being changed to reflect that. In the current game, Ayano is a husk of a person, very monotone and doesn't feel anything except when she's around senpai. This is closest to the kudere archetype, as kuderes are characters that are perceived as being emotionless and cold, whereas a yandere, according to Wikipedia, is a character, usually a girl, who has an obsessive and possessive side in regards to their crush, ready to use violent and murderous means to maintain an exclusive bond. While you could make the argument that she could still fit the subscription since it's just a side of her, I want to make another rival into a kudere. I want each of the characters to be distinctly different in personalities. To make Ayano more into a yandere, I'm changing her backstory. She's no longer a girl who feels no emotions, instead she's a girl who feels too many. She grew up feeling every emotion overwhelmingly. Ever since she was a small kid, she had never been able to get a good hold of her emotions. Despite this, she has never had a crush before. So when she got to her junior high school and met her classmate Nagisa Yamada, aka Senpai, while she was walking to school, she fell hard. She could never get them out of her head. Every time she saw Senpai, she would feel overwhelmed with emotions, which was both exhilarating and exhausting. Whenever she talked with her friends, called her family, or even sat alone at home, she could never stop thinking about them. By the way, I decided to use they/them pronouns for Senpai because you can choose whether they're a male or female. As you can tell, I made Ayano's personality very different. I wanted there to be an obvious contrast between her two sides. Ayano is aware of how unhealthy her obsession is with Nagisa, but she can't stop. She would describe it as being addicting. She enjoys the overwhelming feeling of love and lust for Nagisa. She wants to keep that addicting feeling. Despite being obsessed with Senpai, she is still a very loving person to those around her. That's why no one suspects that she's the cause of all the missing students, at first. I want to highlight Ayano's obsessive side by contrasting it with her outward appearance, which represents the side she shows people. It also gave me an excuse to draw a pretty girl. I used multiple inspirations for her, the main one being Yumeko Jabami from Kakegurui. Yumeko has a lot of qualities that I thought would translate well for Ayano. Yumeko looks like a very cute and charming girl most of the time, but when she's gambling or being serious, she's incredibly intimidating and weirdly freaky. I wanted to channel that design for my Ayano design. One of the key things from Yumiko's design that I added to my Yandere-chan design was the bright underside of the hair. I thought it was really pretty, and it also helped to differentiate the body from the back of the hair. Speaking of the hair, I gave her a little side ponytail to help break up the silhouette and add to the cute charm she has. I cannot recall where I got the inspiration by that design aspect. If you know any characters that have the little side pony, please let me know in the comments. Ayano's design is supposed to radiate a sense of cuteness and charm, but in a off-putting way. She's just slightly too unhinged to fully sell the look. If you look into her eyes, you can actually see she doesn't have an eye shine like most characters, as if she's not fully there. Automated to revolve around her love for senpai. The only other special thing about Ayano is her loafers and socks. I thought that since she's the main character you play, I should keep her relatively simple. Of course, I wasn't going to make her plain like the original design. Ayano is supposed to be your ordinary high schooler appearance-wise, so a complicated and in-your-face design such as the rivals doesn't make sense. The rivals stand out because they're important and well-known within the school, except for Osana and Hanako. Ayano's design contrasts the rivals by being ordinary, adding onto her despair of needing to get rid of them just so senpai can notice her. An idea I had is if Ayano goes to the city at night to buy clothes that are similar to the current rival as a way to boost your appeal to senpai and make Ayano less boring. In the first week, Ayano will be able to buy an oversized hoodie, similar to Osana's, that you will see soon. This will boost Ayano's charm because despite Osana being a tsundere, she's viewed as a cute brat. The uniform I designed is very simple. I wanted a nice neutral base so it can work with most of the color palettes. Having a neutral base helps Ayano's design stay cohesive as she joins different clubs with their various perks. I've never designed a uniform before, but I grew up wearing them for school, so I just made a cute uniform I thought was appropriate and would be something that I would wear. And that's the redesign! I'm so happy with how it came out despite finishing 2 months ago. If you have any ideas for a design, let me know. Next up has to be the one and only Osana Najimi. Of course this wouldn't be a Yandere Simulator redesign video if I didn't draw Osana as well. Fun fact that many of you probably know, Osana Najimi is Japanese for childhood friend, and she's senpai's childhood friend, so it's a very on-the-nose name. I don't think they hang out too often in the actual game. They mainly just walk together to and from school. I want senpai and Osana to be together almost all the time. Instead of her indestructible friend being the one to protect her, why can't we make senpai that friend? Ayano would not want to do anything that would ruin senpai's perception of her. I want Osana and senpai to hang out together during breaks. This way Ayano can't tell everyone to leave and kill Osana immediately. There needs to be a more rewarding feeling. I want players to find information and work out what kind of people senpai and Osana are to be able to separate them. I want Osana to stay as a tsundere because it works well with her role as a childhood best friend. The two of them have known each other for so long that senpai knows that Osana's harsh words are full of care and that she doesn't say it out of malice. Unless you make senpai think otherwise. It's this kind of manipulation and learning that I think would make Yandere Simulator so much more interesting. Rather than focusing on a million different elimination methods, why not have a few very effective ones? I love the ones where it takes a few days of effort to get it done correctly. One thing I remember Yandere Dev saying for his game is wanting to make it so you can't use the same elimination method for each character. Otherwise, senpai will get suspicious or get incredibly depressed. For example, if you use the befriend method too often, senpai will stop withdrawing since everyone they start getting close to keeps ghosting them. This section will contain mentions of death and stalking. If you are sensitive to these topics, please skip to the timestamp on screen. Being one of the rivals, I wanted Osana to have the special rival elimination. Currently, one of her special eliminations are about her long hair. It feels underwhelming. Not only that, but I shortened her hair, so I've changed it. Osana canonically has a stalker, so I thought, what if we expand upon that? Osana's stalker is related to her befriend betray elimination option, so I want to have it be its own elimination as well, depending on how Ayano reacts to the situation. Because Osana and senpai are childhood best friends, they tend to walk to and from school together. So, if Ayano tries to help Osana out with her stalker, the normal befriend betray elimination tactic will occur. But, if Ayano instead tries to keep senpai at school every day, so Osana has to walk home alone, imagine if Mr. Stalker worked out how she gets home, and that she might walk home alone every day. vulnerable. It's quite dark, but it'd be such a smart way to have Osana eliminated without getting her blood on her hands. Elimination should have build-up rather than a one and done with good timing. My idea for Senpai is that they're a very creative and extroverted person, so they'll try to join multiple clubs to make friends. This is why they grow closer to different rivals. So if you try to organize different club activities after school that he has to attend, or if you make Senpai dislike Osana enough, then it allows multiple ways to do an elimination method without having one strict way to. Now that you guys can properly see her, I want to tell you guys the thoughts behind the new design. Osana probably has the most iconic design from Yandere Simulator after Ayano, meaning it's difficult to try and find a way to keep the iconic parts of her design while also changing it to fit my style. I was anxious I wasn't going to do her justice, but she ended up being way better than I was expecting. Obviously, I had to keep Osana's orange pigtails. I did change her hair to be a realistic ginger and I shortened it. I want the character to have non-dyed looking hair, except for the more rebellious type of characters. As you can see though, they're not normal pigtails. Her pigtails are tied into triangles at the top. I actually got this idea from Ginger Ninja OWO's character Katsumi. I based Osana's design on a cat because her personality is reminiscent of a cat, and her stalker will take her cat as hostage, so it's like a double the symbolism. I wanted to add a bit more to her pigtails as well, so her hair also has braids. You can't see it, but she has a little braid in each of her ponytails as well. Because she's just Senpai's best friend and isn't a notable person in the school, I wanted her to look like a normal student. I love leg warmers and oversized hoodies, and I think they look super cute, so I gave them to Osana. The cute and cozy look ties back to her being a cat themed. Finally, this design would not be Osana if it did not have her red and white polka dots. I wanted them to be a lot more subtle, so the patterns are now on her leg warmers and the inside of her jacket rather than her stockings. Though I did give her some long socks in homage. Her other accessories are also the same shade of red to tie them all together. And Osana is done! Her design is super cute in my opinion. I really love how the hair came out especially. I did get feedback that her bows blend into her hair though. Maybe I can make them white. What do you think? And that's the video! I want to thank you all so much for watching. I know it took a while for this video to come out, but I'm going to try and step up my game now that I only have one job. Expect a video every second Saturday. What would you guys like to see next? More Yandere Simulator redesigns? Want me to continue my Danganronpa redesigns? Let me know down below. And on your way down, be sure to like and subscribe. I also want to thank my Ko-fi members AMK Hearts and DogTags8000. If you guys want a shout out at the end of my videos, check out my Ko-fi down in the description. Look after yourselves guys so we can be happy and healthy for the next video. See ya!